Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are well. Happy Monday. I haven't been live in a little bit, so I wanted to come on and share a couple of things that are super important. And I think I always tell you guys that things are super important, but it is important things to remember, consider, think about when it comes to social media. This past weekend, I hosted a workshop called Leveraging Social Media workshop, and it was very intimate. The ladies were able to ask every single question. We also talked about LinkedIn. I am not a LinkedIn genius, but I am on LinkedIn and I use LinkedIn pretty often. So knowing your reason for being on LinkedIn, or knowing that you can't use LinkedIn like you use like you use Facebook, is very important. But I wanted to touch on a couple of things, but something occurred to me before I came on live. I thought about something. My social media business now is actually the third business that I've had in the time span that I've been living in Virginia. When I first moved down here, I got involved with the business, and I can't remember what it was called. And I got involved in it. It was a multi-level marketing company. And I thought that it didn't seem to make sense to me. Like, a friend of mine was the one that told me that I should do it, that I should get involved, and talked about all the wonderful things. But after I got involved, I was like, this is not making any money. I'm not making any money. This is not making any sense. So I just went ahead and said, no, thanks. No, thanks. And then the second business was the travel agency, which I ended up closing last year. And that business, I was in that business for 5 years. But social media was my thing. And I realized that once I really started being on social media a little bit more often than I was focusing on my travel business, that I know it was time for me to go, because I could not do the travel business and focus on the social media at the same time, because that's my love for social media was stronger than my love for traveling. I love to travel, but my love for doing social media was more pressing to me than doing someone else's bookings and things of that sort. So I am still doing a little bit of mentoring and helping as far as travel is concerned. But for the most part, social media is what I do only now. So let's talk about and the name of my business, of course, you guys, SL Media. It's right there. So one of the things that I keep coming across, and all of these things that I'm going to talk about is things that I keep coming across when it comes to talking about social media, when it comes to coaching social media, when it comes to talking to other social media managers that have taken my workshops, is that for the most part, a lot of people are on a lot of platforms. And I always say this, you have to pick your platform. We cannot be on every platform. Everybody, if you're on these other platforms for personal reasons, you just want to figure it out, but you're not interested in trying to grow your business on there, that's something else. But to have your business on every platform is probably not a good idea, because you can't sell to everyone on every platform. And your audience isn't on every platform. For example, I love Snapchat, but I just love it for the filters. That's it. I'm not on Snapchat. My audience isn't on Snapchat. And I wouldn't try to run a business off of Snapchat. So a lot of times people think, well, I'm going to get on every platform because that's what was told I should do. And I'll find my audience, and my audience is everybody. Your audience isn't everybody, but you definitely need to figure out which platforms that you want to be on. And the best way to figure that out is to be on these platforms, right? A couple of platforms, not all the platforms, the major ones. Like, For instance, Instagram and Facebook are like the top two platforms that people are on. Instagram, they're over almost up to 3 billion people on Instagram. And Instagram is very visual. So a lot of people love Instagram and they have it for their business or they have it for personal, but they love it because of the videos and the pictures and being able to connect with family and friends far and wide. Same thing with Facebook. So those are the top two platforms that people are on. But you also have people that are on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Twitter was actually the first platform that I was on besides MySpace. But Twitter was the first platform that I was on way before I even joined Facebook. I didn't join Facebook until a year later of being on, or 2 years later of being on Twitter. I wasn't really interested in joining Facebook, but I joined to connect with family. That was my only reason. Other than that, I was enjoying myself on Twitter, and that is the platform that I loved. So you have to make sure that you know which platform you're going to be on. You got to pick the right platforms for your business, okay? Next is definitely important. You have to identify who your target audience is. Again, you can't sell to everybody. Everybody's not your client. Everybody's not your customer. Everybody doesn't want to buy everything from you. You have to know exactly who your clientele, your customer is before you try to sell anything to anybody on any platform. So you need to make sure that you know who your target audience is and where they would be located. Snapchat, like I said, Snapchat, you can take the picture and whatever conversation or whatever you have is going in the next 24 hours. Kind of like where your stories are on Facebook and Instagram. They're going in 24 hours. So Snapchat is microwave, gone in a minute. And young adults are on that, but they're also on Instagram. They don't really care for Facebook because they said Facebook is for old people. So you definitely have to know if you're trying to target that audience, they're not going to be on Facebook. They're going to be on these other platforms. So make sure you know who your target audience is. This one is super important. Be clear about what and why you post on social media. Do not, if you don't have a game plan about why you're posting or what content you're going to be posting about, don't post anything yet. Because you need to make sure that you are being clear about what you're going to be posting and why you're posting. Is there a reason why you're posting? A lot of people do polls, and they're doing polls. They're doing the polls for the research of trying to figure out what they're going to do next. That's a great thing to do because you're able to ask questions to find out, should I go in this direction or should I go in that direction? And sometimes you don't know what people want unless you ask. So doing a poll is a great thing to do. So be sure to know what you're posting about and why you're posting on that platform. This next one, post consistently. Consistently does not mean you have to post every single day, but it means that you have to be consistent. So you should not post one day and never come back until another month. Okay. If you're going to be on that platform, you have to be dedicated to know, I'm going to be on this platform. Here's my posting schedule. I'm going to post twice a week, 3 times a week. I'm going to go live however many times a week. So have an idea of what you're going to do. That's part of the plan as well, to know what it is that you're going to do, how many days a week you're going to do it. Now, when I was going live on Periscope, I was going live on Periscope 7 days a week. And then I was in a group, and the group, we would go 6 days a week. And it was so you can stay consistent, so you can stay comfortable with live streaming. You can keep your audience and engage with you and things of that sort. Then eventually I toned that down to be a couple of days a week. And now, well, before it was 1 day a week, which was Friday. But now I'm like, if I get one in a week, I get one in a week on Periscope. I try to get better of doing at least one a week, whether it be Friday or Sunday, but I try to get one in a week. So that is something that I have to be consistent with, just the live streaming on Periscope, the one app that I love to go live stream on. So you just have to make sure whatever you're going to do, whether you're going to do a Facebook Live, whether you're going to do a post on a certain platform, that you are consistent about being on that platform, and you know however many days a week you're going to go live. Use social media as a tool. This is something that social media can help you out tremendously. It can help you with making connections with people all over the world. I've met so many people just from social media. And that's the whole part about social media, being social with people and connecting with them wherever they are. That's the wonderful thing about it. So the part about social media is being social. I know a lot of people on a lot of platforms are on these platforms and they view and they don't engage and they don't, they just watch you. That's fine, because sometimes people watch to get a feel for you before they decide to move forward with you doing anything. So that's fine. But if you are a business owner and you are on social media, make sure you're using it as a tool to help you to leverage your presence, leverage your brand, leverage your company, leverage your products. So use it as a tool to help you do those things, okay? And this one, I definitely do. I look at my analytics on Instagram. For the most part, I look at my analytics daily. Whenever I log into Instagram, I look to see how many times someone has viewed my bio, and I look to see how many times from the link that I have in my bio on Instagram, I can see how many times people have clicked on certain things that I have on my bio, to see how many times they've clicked on it, if they've gone to my website. I can check all of that. Besides that, I look at the analytics of my post, how well it did. I also look at the stories to see if people actually watch the story, or if they click forward, or if they clicked on anything. So I pay attention to all that, because that gives you a good indication of they liked your content, or this is probably not a good thing to post. Don't ever post that again. So it's a great way for you to gauge. Like before, I mentioned polls, a great way for you to gauge to see how people are responding to what you post or the videos that you do, is to go back and look at the analytics to see how well that has done. The great thing about doing live videos is you can actually see how many times someone has viewed your video. On LinkedIn as well, you can post on LinkedIn, you can see how many people have viewed. So although they may not have liked it, a lot of eyes have been on your content. So, and then too, if you have an open profile, they'll be able to see if they click on it. The people on their timeline can be able to see it. So it's a good thing to make sure that you're checking your analytics to see how you're doing, and if everything is working out well for you with the things that you're posting. So that's it, guys. I wanted to share these 6 things that they're not really frequently asked things, but they're things that I talk about a lot when I do any type of workshop or when I do any type of coaching about this. So I hope this was helpful. If you caught this video and you enjoyed it and you learned something from it, be sure to hit the hashtag replay. Let me know you caught the replay, and be sure to share it out. I would appreciate that. So if you have any questions, definitely put them in the comments and I will respond to them. So I hope you guys enjoy your Monday, and I'll talk to you soon.